Today, showers and thunder showers likely. High 75. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 64. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 78. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Oh boy, you ready for that sound? It's a sound millions of you are going to hear in the days ahead. Dust the cobwebs off the snow blowers, find the shovels from the back of the garage, because we have our first named winter storm of the season. And Astro is poised to dump heavy snow from Montana to Michigan over the next couple days.
Plus the polar air invasion. I'm meteorologist Mike Seidel. As temperatures plunge, we'll talk to the growers, the farmers here at the Minneapolis Farmers Market. Bruce Smith will tell us how this happened. All coming up in a minute.
All right, plus the last thing you need or want is for your car to break down. We know that well here in Atlanta. In the snow or bitter cold. So we're showing you how to get your car completely ready for winter weather. Ahead on Weather Center Live.
And welcome into Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider in for Kate Parker. Ready or not, here comes winter.
Yeah, there's no stopping this one. New winter storm Astro is the big story on this Sunday morning, and our long-lasting polar air invasion is getting underway as well.
Oh, it sure is, and there's so much to talk about. But in the meantime, it's still fall, believe it or not, and some people are enjoying some great weather to take in that fall foliage, I guess, one more time before the snow comes, right? But this picture comes to us via Twitter for your weekend, Lake of the Ozarks, from Rick. Mark?
Yeah, just a gorgeous photo there. I mean, look at those fall colors. You do not want to miss that last kind of chance of seeing the nice fall stuff, because we've got much different weather on the way. Chicago, for example, 2 more days of highs in the 50s before the bottom falls out. And boy, oh boy, is that bottom going to fall out for you. Just absolutely ridiculous, this change in the weather pattern. We'll give you the details here on this polar air invasion, beginning with Chicago. Look at this, from the upper 50s, which is about 5 degrees above average, all the way down to the low to mid 30s. These temperatures, things that you would normally see as your average low this time of year. And it's going to be as high as we can go. That's going to be the max. Cold lows will be even worse than that. In fact, look at some of these lows. Granted, this isn't going to be what you see in Chicago, but it's going to be cold enough, right? 13 below in Yellowstone Lake, Wyoming, all the way to Bozeman, Montana, 9 below. Bozeman, of course, famous in our winter storm list for submitting some of those names. So we can look at the high temperatures in Chicago. Again, there's that big transition from upper 50s to low 30s. But look at Oklahoma City, from mid to upper 70s all the way down to the mid 30s. Those, again, your high temperatures. This is the change in the high temperatures. The lows will be even worse than this. St. Louis, 68 to 35. We can take a look at some of these temperatures for you so you can see what to expect. When we're talking about cold or very cold air filling in across the country, and really when we're talking about our averages being displaced by 10 to 30 degrees over the eastern 2/3 of the country, we got to talk a little bit about what that actually means for your actual high temperatures, right? Tomorrow, Billings, 21. But Minneapolis, no slouch either, 30. 30 will be the best you can do. We'll work our way into Tuesday. Denver, topping out at 27. But look how far south this cold air is going. Oklahoma City, you'll only be in the mid-40s. And it gets even colder still as we look towards Wednesday. Wichita, close to the freezing mark for your high temperature. Bonnie, over to you.
Well, that is cold. Parts of Wisconsin and Minnesota could see the brunt of Winter Storm Astro with frigid temperatures and several inches of snow. Mike Seidel, he is at a farmer's market in Minneapolis. Now, Mike, last hour you were showing us an unusual looking vegetable. Do you have something else kind of different to show us as we get ready for this Arctic blast of air coming through?
You're next.
I do. First, though, we want to show you those unusual temperatures for November. Sure, we have days below freezing. In fact, the record low maximum temperature for November is 4. But look at the stretch of sub-freezing cold. If we make it to 11 days, which we likely will, the middle of next week, that will be the second longest stretch on record. The longest stretch is 15. And by a week from Wednesday, we could see our first sub-zero low in Minneapolis in 17 years. Let's bring in Bruce Smith from Smith Farms. Bruce, we were talking about this. You have any idea how this happens?
It happens in the field.
I thought you were genetically experimenting with carrots.
No, nothing that exciting.
Let's talk about your fields and how you fared starting last spring, since winter didn't let up very quickly.
It started out really cold and really wet, so you didn't get a lot of things planted on time. What you got in, a lot of it rotted the seed if you got it in on normal time schedules. On the heavy ground, you're really, really late. A lot of that stuff that we planted late didn't make it.
And what about right now with the cold weather coming in? What have you done this week?
Pretty much stripping everything we can and just field work that usually you take your time and do.
Okay.
You know, we've been...
We got to run. They're wrapping me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to the studio.
Thanks so much, Mike. What a two-headed carrot that was, huh? Well, you know, Winter Storm Astro, it's certainly what we are all about this morning. We named the first storm of the season just hours ago, so we want to show you exactly what to expect. Winter Storm Astro, a big storm that's going to impact millions of people with not only the cold air, but also the snow. Winter Storm Watch. This means within the next 24 to 48 hours, you'll be feeling those wintry conditions from Great Falls to Billings, down to Casper, Dickinson to Aberdeen, all the way to Minneapolis, where Mike's been reporting from. So far, so good, but you know it's going to get a lot more snowy and wintry in the next day or so. Looking at the snow right now, this is our radar picture. There's a little bit of a wintry mix into central Montana, but mostly we're seeing light snow and light rain because we're not seeing the worst of the weather just yet. But it's on the way. As we put this map into motion from early this morning through the evening hours, and then we're going to go into Monday, you can see low pressure forming. We have that warm air overriding the cold air, and the snow starts to fall. And it's going to come down heavy and hard. The winds will pick up, so visibility will be poor, especially through Minnesota as well as parts of Michigan, where heavy snow is in the forecast. Astro also, we're watching this polar air invasion. You can really see it depicted well here by the time we get to Tuesday, and then the latter part of the week, much of the U.S. impacted, but heavy snow, a large swath of heavy snow, Mark. We're talking over a foot for many locations.
Yeah, it's a big storm, and it is the first one, which always seems to catch people off guard. You know, the Weather Channel started naming winter storms to raise awareness about these things 3 years ago, but this year there were some changes. Up next, winter weather expert Tom Nizzle explains how and when we decide to name a winter storm like Astro.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Trade in your old lights and get up to $5 off the latest LEDs.
Take ZzzQuil and sleep like you haven't seen your bed in days. No, like you haven't seen a bed in weeks. ZzzQuil, the non-habit-forming sleep aid that helps you sleep easily and wake refreshed. Because sleep is a beautiful thing.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import.
Monday on the Weather Channel Morning. Start your week off weather smart. An Arctic outbreak rapidly approaching from the north, bringing frigid temperatures, high winds, and in some cases, snow. How low will your temperatures go, and for how long? Wake up with Al at AMHQ Monday morning on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 68 degrees with light rain. Today, showers and thunder showers likely. High 75. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 64. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 78. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this! Listen to that!
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Now, Centrum Silver has a new easy-to-swallow coating. So the nutrients for your eyes, heart, and brain go down easier. For a limited time, get your $4 coupon at Centrum.com.
Hi. Are we still on for tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Quick look at the weather. Nice today, beautiful tomorrow.
Tomorrow is full of promise.
We can come back tomorrow.
And we promise to keep it that way. Driven to preserve the environment, CSX moves a ton of freight nearly 450 miles on 1 gallon of fuel.
What a day.
Can't wait till tomorrow.
Hurry! There's a hot offer for heartburn sufferers. Now try Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com. Hurry! It's free this week only. No pill relieves heartburn faster. Get Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
We're back on Weather Center Live with a live look at Deadwood, South Dakota, topping in the mid-50s today. Then the bottom really falls off tonight, dropping to a low of 30 degrees with lows getting even colder tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of these temperatures, right? Oh, my screen is jumping away. There they are. Look at that. Temperatures that'll be in the falling into the teens and then maybe even the low teens by Tuesday, with low temps getting down to almost 10 below zero. Just brutal.
Oh, and when the weather is perfect during the spring and summer, it's easy to forget to take care of your car.
Yeah, but now Winter Storm Astro is here, and you could forget and regret that lack of care. Our Dave Malkoff has more on how to get your car ready for that heavy snow.
Okay, these are the winter tips you may have forgotten about or never knew in the first place. This is Jim from AAA. I'm Dave. Let's get right into this.
Well, if you ever get stuck, you want to have a safety kit in your car.
We've got one here with a first aid kit inside. We've got a bag of pretzels that's needed, a flashlight, extra batteries, some non-perishable food, and some water. What else do you need?
Your ice scraper.
Last year, people got stuck twice in Atlanta where they didn't expect to be.
And they were stuck in their cars overnight, up to 20 hours, so you need this stuff in your car.
Here's something nobody really thinks about when they think about winterizing their car. What is this?
That's your leaves that come off your trees in the fall.
What would happen if you don't get rid of all these nasty leaves that found their way into your car?
You could get water buildup, and you'll get a leak in your car, and also it won't let the air come in to defrost your windows properly.
All right, Jim, this battery's not looking so hot. We got a little bit of corrosion on top of here. What causes that, rust?
No, just the battery itself giving off its energy.
Think about taking a wire brush to that, but I'd be scared that it's going to spark.
At home, you could use baking soda and water.
You can use baking soda and water?
Baking soda and water.
I don't know if I'm going to pour baking soda and water into my battery. I'll let you do that. Yeah. You know, the thing with having a $25,000 lift here is you don't get to roll on that little 50s thing under the car. I want to do that.
You want to make sure that this splash shield right here is secure, which this is. You don't want it hanging on the road because it could cause damage.
If that is hanging, you could just get a zip tie and
you could put a zip tie in it
puppy up
if
there,
you have to.
So I know this is a dumb question, but how do you know what is the correct tire pressure for this?
Every car's different, not a dumb question. You go inside the driver's door on the pillar, there's a sticker.
But doesn't it say it on the tire too?
Ignore the tire pressure.
Ignore it? Take a Sharpie and X that out. Jim, thank you so much. Those are good tips.
No problem, anytime.
Right. Back to you guys.
Definitely some good advice. Well, our first named winter storm has arrived, Astro. And with it comes heavy snow, over a foot, really, for many.
Yeah, but it's not just about the snow. It's about the cold air that's going to be plunging in, potentially record-breaking territory for this polar air invasion. So we can look at several cities to see the kind of change that we're going to be dealing with.
I know Denver is a city that tends to get fluctuations, but come on, even for Denver, this is a big deal, going from 70 to 24.
And again, we have to point out that these are your high temperatures.
Right.
24, that's as good as it's going to get that day.
Wow.
Brutal. How about Billings, Montana, right?
That's a huge drop, too.
Yeah.
15 degrees, that, as you said, the high. So
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
the low's below zero.
And so this temperature, 58, is about 5 degrees above average. The 15, though, closer to 30 degrees below average. Such a change in just a couple of days.
It's going to be tough to decide whether to keep your spring jacket or winter coat. I would say have both handy.
Yeah, Oklahoma City, just another example. From the 70s to the 30s, you kidding me?
Yeah, that is a dramatic change. And we want to talk about what goes into a name, a winter storm name like Astro. It's now in full swing. Winter weather expert Tom Nizzle will dig into what makes the cut to give the storm its name.
And get ready to dig out where Astro could dump as many as 18 inches of snow.
Thought it'd be bigger.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
When you only have one hand, you're not doing anything as fast as you used to.
Do you need help? What is that?
Swiffer dusters. And I can extend so I don't have to get on the step stool.
It's like a dirt magnet, just like my kids. I think Swiffer definitely gave me some of that time back.
That looks terrible.
Hey there!
Gorilla Clear Repair.
Of course.
Gorilla Clear Repair provides a high-tack adhesive with durable, weather-resistant backing that conforms for a crystal clear fix.
Good work, hon. While you were fixing the grill, I repaired my book, your phone screen, the car taillight, and the kids' inflatable jump house.
Nice.
Gorilla Clear Repair for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Why do you want to get everybody Spring Valley vitamins from Walmart? Because you need him to feel healthy for your big reunion. Because you need to feel the moves, not the ears.
Dance Team Captain 94.
And because you need Grandpa to feel like he has more energy than they do. Shop the whole line of Spring Valley vitamins now. Only at Walmart.com and Walmart.
Put on your thinking caps. Evaporation rate equals 700 times the mean temperature divided by 100 minus the latitude plus 15 times temperature minus dew point temperature divided by 80 minus temperature.
When everything's included, the kids get a vacation of their own. And so do we. But when we get together, it's the best time of all.
I can feel it again.
Right now, you can get up to 65% off. Call your travel agent or 1-800-BEACHES.
Now, with the Xfinity TV Go app, you can watch live TV anytime. It's never been easier with so many networks all in one place. Get live TV whenever you want. The Xfinity TV Go app. Now with live TV on the go. Enjoy over Wi-Fi or on Verizon Wireless 4G LTE. Plus, now you get up to a $100 prepaid card when you purchase any new Verizon Wireless smartphone or tablet from Comcast. Visit Comcast.com/wireless to learn more.
1-800-985-5891. That's 1-800-985-5891.
Sundays this winter. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9. Premiering December 7th on The Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with light rain. Today, showers and thunder showers likely. High 75. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 64. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 78. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, we've got our first named winter storm of the season, Winter Storm Astro. Warnings posted for millions across the northern states. This is part of the reason why we got the name. I mean, look at these alerts currently out from the National Weather Service offices. You see that kind of deep blue color? Those are the winter storm warnings, including Billings, including Aberdeen, including Minneapolis. We also have some winter storm watches and a smattering of winter weather advisories. Some of those may transition into warning criteria as the day goes on. So these winter storm warnings are part of the equation that goes into whether our winter storm naming team actually names a storm. And our winter weather expert Tom Nizzle shows us what else we consider.
Well, here at the Weather Channel, we have just named our first winter storm for the season, and it is Winter Storm Astro, the A name. Let's take a look at that list. There we go, Astro. Again, these are the names that have been brought to us by the Bozeman High School Latin class. What a fantastic project to get them into science as well. And to honor them, our B storm this year has been replaced. We've thrown Bozeman in there for the B storm. Now, how do we name our storms here at the Weather Channel? We go through a quantitative process to assess how the impacts are going to occur across the United States. And our meteorologists look at National Weather Service winter weather warnings, a time-tested product here, and how many people that they're going to impact on a national scale. If we get to 2 million people being impacted by those warnings, or an aerial coverage about the size of the state of Montana, then we will name the storms. And earlier today, there were a number of areas under these winter storm warnings in the dark blue here. When we totaled up all the numbers from those National Weather Service products to show the impacts, we came up with nearly 5 million people at that point, which warranted naming this storm. And in addition, by the way, we also had an aerial coverage greater than 500,000 square kilometers, larger than that state of Montana. Now, it's interesting because people have asked me, why didn't you name the Halloween storm there last week that hit Maine and the Appalachians? Well, again, we name based on national scale impacts. And I ran the numbers, and these are approximate numbers, by the way, for that storm. There were about 850,000 people impacted, not quite the 2 million, and much less area impacted. That doesn't mean in your local areas you did not have tremendous impacts, a lot of power outages, etc. But again, at the Weather Channel, we name these storms based on national scale impacts, and those numbers, 2 million people or 400,000 square kilometers under National Weather Service warning thresholds. So we'll send it back to you at this point.
Thanks, Tom. And now you guys know what goes into naming a winter storm. A lot of science and a lot of real scientists kind of battling it out to make sure these storms hit those criteria before they get a name. And it's all about the impact, right? So let's go through the impacts from this storm with Bonnie.
Well, Mark, this winter storm Astro will work its way across the northern tier of the country, and it's going to bring snow and certainly some cold air. This storm will impact millions of people right at the start of the work week and then straight into the middle of the week when the Arctic air really comes down. So winter storm warnings, meaning wintry weather imminent, really, for areas of the northern plains, the upper Midwest. And you can also see we have a winter storm watch. That's over parts of Montana, all the way further to the south. We're seeing that in Wyoming as well. So wintry conditions, meaning we're going to see poor visibility because the winds will pick up and the snow will get more intense. Right now we have light snow falling just over the North-South Dakota border. We're seeing some rain to the south. Fargo, so far so good. You're dry, but it's not going to stay that way. This cold air we've been talking about most of the weekend and into last week to give you a heads up on it. This polar air invasion diving down, low pressure forming, and watch what happens. We have warm, moist flow from the Gulf of Mexico, the warm air overriding the cold air pulling up that moisture and then letting it go. And when it lets go, it's going to come down heavy and hard in the form of substantial, measurable, and plowable snow for Bismarck, Minneapolis, and even into Green Bay. This is the first snow of the season. It's not winter yet, but temperatures are actually going to drop down below zero for lows in many locations. As we head into tomorrow, you're just getting started, maybe some business travel on Monday. Minneapolis facing snow, so is Sioux Falls. And boy, tomorrow night even, we'll be watching for the storm to work its way further to the east, impacting some other large cities. A wintry mix for parts of Wisconsin. Mark, it's really going to be tough traveling this week due to Astro.
Yeah, absolutely. We are following all those impacts this morning, all about Winter Storm Astro. Minneapolis is one of the cities that will feel the impact, and that is where Mike Seidel is live this morning.
Good morning, Mark, from the Minneapolis Farmers Market. They are starting to show up and pick their vegetables, as this may be the last day it's open because of the cold and the snow on the way to the Twin Cities.
When your house loses power, it can be tough for your family. But not if your family has a Kohler generator. Restores power automatically in as little as 10 seconds and is backed by a 5-year limited warranty. Kohler generators. Keep your family flowing.
When the power goes out, you'll go on. Contact your Kohler Generators dealer today.
Looking for great American values? We've got them now during the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's Red, White, and Blue sale. Don't miss this Veterans Day event. Now's your chance to pay less for quality Lazy Boy recliners, sofas, sectionals, and more. With incredible buys on an amazing selection of furniture throughout the store. Save on America's #1 name for comfort. Plus, get special financing. Hurry, because savings this good won't last long. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
With diabetes, it's tough to keep life balanced. I don't always have time to eat like I should. That's why I like Glucerna shakes. They have slowly digestible carbs to help minimize blood sugar spikes.
Glucerna, the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
There is no car in this accident. Because there was no accident. Volvo's most advanced accident avoidance systems ever. The future of safety from the company that has always brought you the future of safety. Give the gift of Volvo this season, and we'll give you your first month's payment on us.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know genies can be really literal?
No.
What is your wish? No. Okay. $1 million.
Oh, no. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Can this decadent fruit top pastry with indulgent streusel crumble be from Fiber One? New Fiber One streusel.
So here's the story of Lancaster. The year is 1890. Milton Hershey has a killer recipe for caramel. Flash forward, Milton's recipe is reimagined into buttery, rich, smooth, surprisingly soft creams. It's Lancaster. It's caramel reimagined.
This fall, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It will all start with the weather.
The weather's too important to cover in a few minutes.
It's starting to intensify.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
See the weather like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with light rain. Today, showers and thunder showers likely. High 75. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 64. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 78. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays this winter. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9. Premiering December 7th on the Weather Channel.
Well, here we go. Our first named winter storm of the season. Its name, Astro. And it's poised to dump heavy snow on 2 million people in 6 states in the days to come. There's a live radar already starting to fill in.
That's true. Some light snow falling, a little bit of rain as well. But we're talking about a foot to a foot and a half of snow in parts of Minnesota and Michigan. And up next, we're going to walk you through it and let you know how it will all unfold day by day, moment by moment, and break down the impacts. Looking at the amount of snow that you can see, we've got very heavy snow falling for the next couple days in this region.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back into Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider in for Kate Parker. Astro is just one piece of a very wintry puzzle. A polar air invasion is also just getting started today. There's so much to tell you, and we're going to break it down this morning.
Yeah, people are going to be shivering their way through this one. Many locations will start to look more like this.
You're right. You know, your weekend is our hashtag on Twitter. We want to know what people are up to. And in northern Wisconsin, whoo, it looks a little bit wintry already. We're going to get those cold temperatures. Cat Mac snapping this picture of the snow coming down. This is a good day to put on a big pot of chili in Wisconsin. Mark?
You know, I don't love the cold, but I do love the food that comes with this season. So the crock pot or the soup, the hearty soup, sign me up. I'm ready for that. St. Louis, you can get in on that mix. Maybe add some barbecue to that as well, right? Because you'll go from the 60s, if not 70 today, to a huge drop in these temperatures. Look at this polar air invasion for St. Louis, close to 70. Close to 70 tomorrow, near 50 Tuesday, and then all bets are off. Mid-30s Thursday and Friday. Your average high this time of year is close to 60 still, so 25 degrees below average. This is a cold air outbreak that people are going to be talking about for days upon days. I mean, look at some of these lows that some of us will be seeing. Granted, you got to have some elevation in play. You got to be a little bit closer to the Canadian border. We're talking about Montana and Wyoming, but still 10, close to 15 degrees below zero for some of those morning low temperatures. That's the type of weather you got to plug in that car battery overnight so you can start the car in the morning. As for the change, Chicago from 58 to 32. For Oklahoma City from 76 to 37. And those are your high temperatures. The lows will be even colder than that. And it's all about what you're used to. When we're going from above average conditions to cold, if not very cold conditions, my goodness, your body's going to take a hit from this one. You're going to have to bundle up. People will be teeth chattering over the eastern 2/3 of the nation. Highs 10 to 30 degrees below average. Again, it's all what you're used to. Just looking out the window and seeing sunshine and looking at the calendar, that will give you the wrong picture as to what the temperatures are actually doing outside. For the actual readings, Bismarck 24 tomorrow, International Falls 26. We can continue on to Tuesday when we see Kansas City will be in the upper 30s. Even Oklahoma City will be dropping down 45. That's almost 20 degrees below average. And we can continue to follow this south and east. Nashville 10 degrees below average by Wednesday, 51 for you. Dallas 52. That's 15 degrees below average. So this cold air outbreak, Bonnie, goes very far south and very far east. Kansas City, you'll be in the mid-30s for days this week for your high temps thanks to this cold air outbreak.
Wow, Mark, long lasting for sure. Wisconsin and Minnesota are going to get our first named winter storm as well. Winter storm Astro set to bring a cold blast to that region and to the rest of the country. Mike Seidel now, he's in a great place. He's at the farmers market in Minneapolis, and you know, we are going to be seeing some cold temperatures there certainly, but it looks like lots of people are stocking up, Mike, getting their vegetables. As Mark mentioned, it's a good time to make a good pot of vegetable stew, right?
Oh, it is on a chilly day in Minneapolis. We're at 38, but the wind shifted to the northwest, so the cold air will creep in. By 10 o'clock tonight, down to freezing. We'll stay below freezing. Heck, I don't know, for weeks maybe, but at least 11 days or so. That would be the second longest stretch. And Maxine Davis stopped by the farmer's market to pick up some veggies this morning from Minneapolis, St. Paul. And you've heard what's coming, haven't you?
The 6 inches. Yeah.
At least. And what gets you riled up more, the snow or the cold, or equal?
Cold. In Minnesota, cold isn't a bad thing because you just layer up.
Exactly.
And usually the sky can be gorgeous and sunny. The snow, driving in the snow, but if you cross-country ski, ice skate, snowmobile, that's what Minnesotans do.
So you're a winter sports enthusiast?
Yeah.
And what did you pick up here at the market today?
I got...
Oh, look at this. Wait a minute. That's a giant squash, huh?
That's a little squash.
A little, well... maybe in your world.
In my world, that's
you just squashed me. Okay, what else did you get?
I got some garlic because it's the end of the season.
Yes.
And I got a load, a bushel of apples.
Excellent. Oh, we just tried some Honeycrisp apples from. Oh, those are tasty. Now, what do you do now that the market's going to close down? You got to go back to the grocery store, huh?
I have to go back to the grocery store. Actually, at this time of the year, I'm completely out of bags because I don't grocery shop at the grocery store too much.
Yeah, at farmers markets, you can't beat them.
No.
In Atlanta, they're indoors.
Are they really?
Yeah. Well, it's a long story. We'll talk. We'll talk off air. But you wouldn't find an outdoor farmers market in many places into the mid-November. In fact, we were surprised this one was still open. But we're glad we're here, and it was nice to chat with you.
Nice to talk to you.
Okay, there you go. So. She's not bothered by the upcoming cold and snow. And Bonnie, most of the folks we've talked to in town, they're not going to run and hide and hibernate. This is Minnesota after all. But it is the first storm of the season, and it will impact the commute tomorrow evening, and likely even Tuesday morning we'll have some leftover snow showers. We'll be here in the snow and the cold to show it to you. Bonnie, back to you.
Thanks so much, Mike. Yeah, of course, Minnesotans absolutely snow, cold, par for the course. But remember, as Mike said, this is coming a little early on. It's the first named storm of the season, Astro, named just hours ago. Let's take a look at what you can expect with Astro, because we've really cold air associated with this storm as well as heavy snow. So winter storm watch in effect for parts of Montana into areas of Wyoming, South Dakota, and even Minnesota. You're under a winter storm warning, so a more imminent situation where you have a warning in place. Oh, it looks like just in the past hour or so, we're seeing a little bit more in terms of heavier bands of snow popping up in northern Montana. So the intensity already building in early on. Still light, though, in other areas. We really won't start to see that heavy snow, I'd say, into tomorrow. But let's break it down hour by hour, starting with this morning. And we put this map into motion. Our computer models showing the storm developing, continuing to work its way to the east. The colder air coming in as well. And don't forget about the moisture. Lots of moisture riding up from the Gulf of Mexico. And that's only going to enhance the intensity of the snowfall with Astro. So looking ahead to tomorrow, around the lunchtime hour, you're going to see some very heavy snow across North and South Dakota. We've been talking a lot about Marquette, Michigan. That's another place where we're definitely seeing some heavy snow on the way. Keep that in mind. Very heavy snow forming there, at possibly a foot, if not more. And the winter storm watch for that city will go in effect tomorrow. So keep that in mind. The cold air plunges further to the south, and we're watching for that as well. Notice in terms of snowfall accumulation, the variance that we're getting with Astro all the way from Montana further off to the west, 3 to 5 inches, 5 to 8 in some of the higher elevations. And then a foot of snow, South Dakota, North Dakota, and look at that. Minnesota hit hard. Up to a foot, maybe more, maybe a foot and a half in some locations, northern Michigan as well. So Astro will impact millions right at the start of a work week. Timing is not great. People are traveling for business, getting back to work, back to school, and this is something we're going to keep close watch on as well. Breaking it down from Minneapolis, where we've been reporting, where Mike has been, snow developing after midnight. The wind's not too bad, but then tomorrow, things are going to get a little dicey, and tomorrow night as well. Mark?
East, a blast of bitter cold Arctic air will spread in that direction over the next couple of days. We are working to get you ready. And you know what? These plunging temps will have your heaters on overdrive. We're going to show you the gadgets you can use to help stay warm.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with showers. Today, showers and thunder showers likely. High 75. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 64. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 78. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Trade in your old lights and get up to $5 off the latest LEDs.
One more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz. Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Plug like this, on. Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
She inspires you. No question about that. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Fact. When you take Advil, you get relief right at the site of pain, wherever it is. Advil stops pain right where it starts. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import.
Making jackets that are built to perform anywhere is hard work. And at LL Bean, we take our job very seriously. Guaranteed quality, no matter what you're up against. From LL Bean.
Sheila, you see this ball control? You see this, right? It's 80% confidence and 64% knee brace. That's much. Shh. I know that's more than 100%, but that's what winners give. Now bicycle kick your old 401k into an IRA.
I know.
Listen, just get TD Ameritrade's rollover consultants on the horn. They'll guide you through the whole process. It's simple. Even she could do it. Whatever, Janet.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Get ready for a polar air invasion. We're talking about near record-breaking low temperatures over the next couple days.
That's right. From single digits for lows all the way down to, yes, below zero. Boy, this is coming pretty early, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a shock to the system considering where we've been, which is above average readings for the past couple of days. These readings near or below zero are really going to be a shock to the system.
I agree. I mean, it's been feeling almost more like spring in many locations, let alone fall to winter. It's like spring to winter, really fast.
Yeah, so get ready. And if you haven't already turned on your heat, consider yourself lucky. Millions of us may not have that choice this week. Some of the coldest air since last winter.
Earlier this morning, Kevin Cole from Lowe's showed our own Alex Wallace the best gadgets to get and keep your home warm and keep your heating bill down.
The very important thing is to keep the home warm and saves on those energy bills. So we've got a couple of things here that we can use to do so. So let's run down the line and see what we've got.
All right, well, we've got great stuff here. You've got a door and window and a regular great stuff. The door and window actually doesn't expand quite as much as the regular great stuff. This is really good for filling any gaps that you've got at your doors or windows, as well as any holes, especially around spigots, stuff like that. So this works great for it, very inexpensive. So those are two great items. Moving on to, say, your windows. We've got the window insulation kit. Basically, what it's going to do is it's going to keep your the cold air out. So you're just going to seal your window. It's going to keep that cold air out.
And that's the key, is it's all about keeping the cold air from seeping into the home.
Exactly. So that works really well. Again, very inexpensive. This is something that's really neat as well. These are outlet covers. They make them for outlets as well as switch plates. Basically what you'll do is take your outlet cover off, put that behind it, and what it does is it actually keeps that air from coming in. And you'll be surprised if you put your hand up against your outlet close to it there. That cold air that's coming in, especially on the outlets that are on your exterior wall.
And that's one of those things that you don't even think about, all the outlets. There's nothing coming, but it clearly makes a difference.
Without a doubt. Then you've got foam tape or weather stripping, what it's referred to. Works great for sealing doors and windows. Comes in various thicknesses as well as various widths too. Works great for filling in those gaps there to keep that warm air from your thermostat running, keeping it in and keeping that cold air out. So it does great there.
And we got this is probably my favorite name, at least, the Draft Buster.
Does great for interior doors. Basically what it's made for, it just slides right under your door and it's going to keep that cold air from seeping out. I use one at my basement door. Keeps that cold air from the basement coming up to the main part of my house there, so it works excellent.
Those basements always seem to be quite drafty, so that's a handy one for sure. And then, of course, for pipes, you might want to make sure these are covered as well. And what's the importance of covering these pipes when it gets pretty cold?
Basically, it's going to keep your pipe from busting. It keeps it at that warmer temperature there. Very easy to work with. They come in different sizes. They're pre-cut, so the pipe just slides right in there. It's got some double-sided tape, so Alex is going to just show how easily it slides right in there for us.
That was pretty easy. Actually, it was.
After that, all you'll do is just peel off the tape here, press it together. You get a nice seal there. Keeps that pipe from being exposed to that cold weather.
And when those pipes burst, I mean, it can be very pricey. And, of course, water all over the place, that could be a major situation. So
very much
inexpensive, I'm assuming, for this.
Yes, sir. I think a 6-foot piece runs you at less than $2.
Look at that, and that would save you a whole lot over the long run. And this is also important here. We've got sort of a mock faucet here. Of course, this is something that you also want to make sure is covered as well when it gets really, really cold.
You want to have your faucet protector. Basically, this is on the exterior of your house, so we've got an easy to work with faucet protector here. It's got a loop on one end. Basically, all you're going to do is just loop it straight under there. Once it catches, pull that tight, and there you go. You've got your faucet cover. Once again, very, very inexpensive. I believe it's less than $2 as well.
Look at that. And that's the key here. You know, these times it's not easy to get the wallet broken with the expensive things, but these are inexpensive things that you can do with your home to save you down the line.
I need one of those for the outside spigot on my house because there's one that I can't turn off. It's just, it's always, it's attached to the inside, I guess. So I need one of those covers.
Good segment then. Yeah. Well, Winter Storm Astro, the very first winter storm of the season and millions of people impacted. Stay with us. We'll tell you who and when.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
If you miss Tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Monday on the Weather Channel morning, start your week off weather smart. An Arctic outbreak rapidly approaching from the north, bringing frigid temperatures, high winds, and in some cases, snow. How low will your temperatures go, and for how long? Wake up without an AMHQ Monday morning on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with showers. Today, showers and thunder showers likely. High 75. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 64. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 78. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
To Boston Market for a full menu of meals featuring our signature rotisserie chicken, starting at just $6.99. And this holiday season, spend more time with family and friends. Let the holiday experts do the cooking. Only at Boston Market.
This is a map of the pressure points on my feet.
I had flat feet. I learned where the stress was at the Dr. Scholl's Foot Mapping Center. Then I got my number, which matched the custom fit orthotic inserts with the right support.
Go to drscholl's.com for locations and save $10.
I'm a believer.
At Planners, we know how to throw a remarkable holiday party. Just serve classy snacks and be a gracious host, no matter who shows up. Richard, didn't think you were going to make it.
Hey, sorry about last week. I don't know what got into me.
Yeah, well, forgive and forget. Kind of. I don't think so. Did you guys see that?
Do you like nuts?
Can you start tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's share the news tomorrow.
Today we're fairly busy. Tomorrow we're booked solid.
We close on the house tomorrow.
Want one of these opened up? Because tomorrow we go live, everybody.
It's a day full of promise. And often, that day arrives by train.
Big day today?
Even bigger one tomorrow.
When CSX trains move forward, so does the rest of the economy. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Thanks, Melinda.
I have blah blah insurance, so person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. Dad, look who it is.
I see who it is.
6 callers.
Get instant access to the hottest new releases with Xfinity On Demand. Angelina Jolie stars in the beautiful family adventure, Maleficent. Rent Maleficent anytime.
They mean to kill you.
Oh, dear.
Instantly access your favorite movies by going to Xfinity On Demand and visiting the movies section. Rent your favorites with Xfinity On Demand.
No matter how much I loved my mother or my sisters or my wife, none of that mattered because they always came second to heroin. Everything did.
I didn't know at the time the power that the drugs had over him, and I was so afraid of losing him, and I knew enough about B-Hop, and I knew what they could do. To me, it's amazing. It's almost like I wish somebody would pinch me and make sure that, I'm not dreaming.
If someone you know is struggling with drug or alcohol addiction, please call or visit us at interventionnow.com.
With your order, but you must call right now. To order your Lipozene, call 1-800-997-4948. That's 1-800-997-4948.
If you miss Tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
It's 52 minutes past the hour. Time now for your winter weather update. Here on the Weather Channel, we are all about Winter Storm Astro. It's the first named storm of the season. It was named hours ago, and boy, it's going to impact millions of Americans. Look at this, a winter storm watch all the way from parts of Montana down through Wyoming. We have winter storm warnings through areas of the northern plains, even the upper Midwest. That's right, Minnesota impacted by the storm likely in the next day. So watching out for wintry weather, which really means a combination of not only substantial snow, but strong wind. Visibility will be limited, and with the cold temperatures we're expecting, you're really going to feel that chill in the air. Looking at the radar right now, we can see we have some snow falling into areas of northern Montana. We also have snow right along the North and South Dakota border, mixing in with rain at times. Not too intense, not too heavy. Oh, but it's only the beginning. Look at this cold air. It's dropping down all the way from Canada. Boy, it's going to be really intense. We have low pressure developing. All these factors come together to make Astro so intense and so impactful. Warm air coming up from the Gulf, overriding the cold air. The cold air, can't really hold the moisture, so it's going to drop that snow pretty rapidly. And unfortunately, as I mentioned, with the wind blowing, it'll create visibility problems. We'll probably see airport delays in cities like Bismarck as well as Minneapolis. So the snow will develop through early next week. It's not just going to be a one-day event. We will see it Monday into Tuesday for many locations. Breaking it down by tonight, we can see we have some snow falling certainly, beginning even tonight lightly in Minneapolis, but that will get more intense as we go through tomorrow. And you could see a wintry mix for cities like Sioux Falls, and that means rain changing over to sleet and snow. The winds picking up, and Mark was talking about earlier how those temperatures, they're just going to drop down. So Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, temperatures for some locations you see here will be below zero. What a temperature drop that is. But here's where the snow is falling tomorrow. A busy Monday, snow intense and heavy at times, rain and snow and rain areas to the south. But remember, it's going to be cold going into this week for Kansas City. So even though you might not start off that way, you're going to end up that way going forward. Tomorrow night, we can see some substantial snow for Marquette. How much are we looking at? This may surprise you because it's a lot. 12 inches, 18 inches of snow, 1.5 feet of snow for places like Marquette, and then possibly up to a foot in some other parts of Minnesota. We're watching for South Dakota to see some heavy snow, a little bit lighter in the mountains of Colorado, but breaking it down from Minneapolis, the snow begins this evening. Temperatures tomorrow stay right below zero, so it's all snow. It's not changing to rain. And then by tomorrow night, we'll be looking at somewhat icy conditions because you'll have snow and wind, and that will limit visibility, whether you're driving or you're flying. Astro is really a game changer, a big winter storm coming early in the season. Mark?
Yeah, you know, that cold air especially in play for today's NFL games, including several key matchups. I mean, we can take a live look at Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Green Bay, Wisconsin, right behind that Weather Center live banner. You see those little tiny people there. They are going through row by row and clearing off the bleachers, getting everything ready for the game later on tonight. Now, some of these showers should hold off for the game against the Bears, but according to head coach Mike McCarthy, there's really only one type of weather that concerns him.
Potential snow during the day and then stop maybe a little bit in the fourth quarter, what I was told today. So it doesn't matter. The only thing I ever really look at is the wind. Rain and snow has never really bothered me.
And we can look at the wind for you, Coach. And the good news here, winds should be reasonably light, between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Shouldn't really be a factor. Wind far and away is the biggest impact, though, for games. It messes up the kicking game and the timing for the passes. How about this, though? Lots of games going on today. Ralph Wilson Stadium, the Bills taking on the Chiefs. Temperatures in the low to mid-40s. Wind will be a factor here. How about Lauren running video for us and cheering on the Falcons a little bit later on today as they go down to Tampa? No problems with tailgating there. Near 70. Of course, our producer Lisa, she's pulling for the Steelers, low to mid 50s there as they take on the Jets. Of course, we can't forget about Ed. He's directing us, getting us on TV right now. Yes. He's a big Dolphins fan, low to mid 40s. And of course, best for last, or worst as the case may be, both Bonnie and I are Giants fans, going to Seattle, taking on the Seahawks with some showers.
Yeah, I'm from New York, you're from New Jersey,
yep.
So we got to be.
Classic.
Okay.
And of course, all these games have to deal with the cold air, especially in the eastern two-thirds of the country, so we're following the polar air plunge when we come back.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with light rain. Today, showers and thunder showers likely. High 75. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 64. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 78. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, that's a sound millions of you are going to hear in the days ahead. Dust the cobwebs off the snowblowers, grab the shovels from the back of the garage. We've got our first named winter storm of the season, and Astro is poised to dump heavy snow from Montana to Michigan over the next couple of days.
Making sure the family is dressed nice and warm this winter, that's job one for moms and dads. This hour will explain why the kind of coats you'll need really depends on where you live in the country.
And welcome into Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider in for Kate Parker. Ready or not, here comes winter.
Yeah, brutal. Not just the snow that's arriving, but the cold air coming with it as well. It's our first new winter storm of the season, Winter Storm Astro. It's a big story for our Sunday morning. And man, we've been talking about this cold air invasion. It's here.
Yeah, and it's not going anywhere once it gets here. And we want to know what you're doing this weekend. I'm sure you're getting ready for the cold, but what about in Delaware? Oh, that's a pretty purple sky, isn't it? Your weekend is our hashtag on Twitter. We love to see the pictures like this one from Sussex Shores, Sea Sheridan, doing some fishing. Ooh, I can just imagine how nice that must be. Beautiful picture. Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to be doing some fishing today. A nice day for that, especially along the eastern seaboard where the cold temperatures haven't arrived just yet. That said, things will be changing. Look at Chicago, for example. Not a bad day right now. You've got the cars going by in the foreground there, blue sky above the buildings. But here's the thing. If you don't enjoy the relative warmth that you're going to see today, you're not going to have a chance to over the next couple of days. Let's talk about this polar air invasion that's coming into play this week. And Chicago is a great example, just one of many cities that'll be absolutely nailed by this cold air. 58 tomorrow, close to 60, right? Close to 60, your average high is 52. So you're going from above average conditions. Look what happens. Low to mid 30s near the freezing line both Thursday and Friday. Whew. It is going to be a shock to the system. You are going to get hit in the face by this cold air just by stepping outside. And you know what? Some of this cold air is going to be dangerously cold. If your job is outside first thing in the morning, if you don't have a home to go back to, we got to look out for everybody in this one. Look at these low temps Tuesday morning. Yellowstone Lake, Wyoming, 13 below. Bozeman, Montana, 8 below. These are chilly temperatures, and these areas have seen temps like this before, but it's early. This is the first real cold air outbreak that we're seeing, and it's because of that change in the temperatures that you'll really notice it, right? Oklahoma City from the mid 70s to the mid to upper 30s in just a couple of days. And you also have to keep in mind that these are your high temperatures. The lows there will be even colder. So we're going from relative warmth to cold and then very cold as we go through the week. Big dip in the jet stream is going to be in play here. That's going to allow the temperatures, the highs are going to be 10 to almost 30 degrees below average. Now, if you don't know what average is, we got to tell you what these actual temperatures are going to look like. So Billings, you'll be almost 30 degrees below average, right about 25 below average. That means a high of 21 tomorrow. It's half. It's half of what your temperature typically is this time of year. Similarly, in Rapid City, 24 degrees will be the best we can do. That's 24 degrees below average. You are losing half of your average temperatures to this cold air outbreak. Tuesday, look at Denver. 27 will be the best you can do. Kansas City will be in the upper 30s. Oklahoma City in the mid 40s. And this cold air goes further south and further east. Wichita, by Wednesday, near the freezing line, Bonnie. A lot of people are going to notice this one.
Absolutely. Parts of Wisconsin and Minnesota could see the brunt of the winter storm Astro with its frigid temperatures and several inches of snow. Mike Seidel joins us now live from a farmer's market in Minneapolis, and the weather is definitely turning. I mean, not right now, but we are going to see that cold coming into that city. Mike?
Yes, it is. It's going to start coming in slowly. Temperatures tonight will drop down to freezing by 10, and then they may not get back above freezing maybe till Thanksgiving. We don't know, but I know by the middle of next week we've got an even colder air mass coming in, and our lows will drop probably below zero. First time in November in 17 years in the Twin Cities, if that forecast verifies. We've got Doug Harvey, Alyssa here. We talked apples a few hours ago, and you gave me a sample of the Honeycrisp. And what was the other type?
The Sweet Tango.
Ah, the sweet. Now, we were at Mercier's Orchards in North Georgia about a month ago, and I had the Pink Lady. Yes. Right off the vine, the Pink Lady, with the 34 degrees and the dew on it. That was the best apple I've ever had, but that Honeycrisp.
Sweet Tango.
The Sweet Tango, rather, was just as good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any secret there to the sweetness?
Well, you know, that's a University of Minnesota apple, and they've been developing apples for 50, 60, 70 years. And that's one of their latest releases, and it's just been a huge hit.
And what about the cold weather coming in and the snow? How does that impact your orchard? You've got everything in for the season?
Right. All the apples are picked, but, you know, the trees, we'd like it to be a little bit slower coming into the cold weather, but hopefully they've hardened off enough for the winter.
Okay, guys, good luck. Batten down the hatches, guys. Bonnie, back to you from the farmer's market. The last day of the season. You come out here tomorrow, the only thing you'll be able to buy are snow cones, I think.
Snow cones and snow-covered apples. Maybe some warm apple cider. All right, well, this morning, we're all about Winter Storm Astro. We've named this storm the first one of the season just hours ago. So we want to show you exactly what to expect because it's kind of a widespread area and a lot going on. So taking a look at Astro, not only have we been talking about this cold air coming in, but substantial snow. Winter storm watches in place for Wisconsin, Wyoming as well. And you can see the Dakotas certainly going to feel the impact as well as Minnesota and parts of Michigan, not under the advisory yet, Michigan, but you will be. You can see some light to moderate snow just crossing the border from Canada. So that snow is starting to fall already, but it's really going to get more intense, I'd say, later tonight and especially on Monday. So much to talk about. As we put this into motion going through the hours of Sunday, last day of the weekend, Astro just gets even more vigorous and invigorated because you can see the snow starting to fall and we're going to see that warm air overriding it, just tapping into the cold air. Boy, it's going to produce some substantial snow, measurable snow, and the type of snow that you'll actually need a snow plow to get through in the coming days. So heavier amounts, over a foot of snow already. The first named storm of the season is going to pack a punch. In northern sections of Minnesota and northern Michigan, we could see 1.5 feet of snow. And we're watching out as well for travel delays in all of these cities due to Astro. Mark?
Yeah, and the Weather Channel started naming winter storms like Astro 3 years ago. But this year we made some changes. Coming up next, winter weather expert Tom Nizzle explains how and when we decide to name a winter storm. And a lot of science goes into this decision.
Clean up this holiday with the cordless Dyson DC59 vacuum. Expert service, unbeatable price, Best Buy.
Dear Mojo and Max, thanks for inspiring me to be as good as you think I am.
With PetSmart's holiday bonus bucks, it's even easier to give thanks. Spend $35 on any dog and cat food, treats, and more, and get a $5 coupon. PetSmart.
For over a decade, doctors have been prescribing Nexium to patients just like you. For many, prescription Nexium helps heal acid-related erosions in the lining of the esophagus. There is risk of bone fracture and low magnesium levels. Side effects may include headache, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. If you have persistent diarrhea, contact your doctor right away. Other serious stomach conditions may exist. Avoid if you take clopidogrel. Nexium 40 milligram is only available by prescription. Talk to your doctor. For free home delivery, enroll in Nexium Direct today.
Monday on the Weather Channel Morning Start your week off Weather Smart. An Arctic outbreak rapidly approaching from the north, bringing frigid temperatures, high winds, and in some cases, snow. How low will your temperatures go and for how long? Wake up without at AMHQ Monday morning on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with light rain. today. Thunderstorms, high 74. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night. Low 63. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you miss Tonight on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Trade in your old lights and get up to $5 off the latest LEDs.
John and Horace Dodge launched their first car in 1914. But they were not only business partners, they were brothers. Competitive, stubborn, and always pushing each other the way only brothers can.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
We're back now on Weather Center Live with a live look at Rapid City, South Dakota, topping out at 59 for a high today. Oh, it's not going to stick around. It'll begin the cold air swooping in, dropping temperatures down by over 30 degrees.
Yeah, you know, people are going to be clamoring for 59 because by Monday, 24 with blowing snow. By Tuesday, 14 with lows below 0.
That is just incredible. I mean, it's almost like people are going to be like, do I still live here? Is this where I woke up the other day?
Right? a big change, a very big change over the next couple of days.
Absolutely. Well, Winter Storm Astro is gaining strength and it's poised to dump a foot or more of snow in some spots.
And this year's winter outlook provides another brutal winter on the way. So the folks at LLBean suggested there are some secrets that you can use to pick the winter coat that's right for your entire family. And as our Maria LaRosa shows us, it's all about where you live.
Temps will be cooler than average this winter for the Southwest, far South Plains, and Gulf Coast. You'll want a lightly insulated jacket with a hood, designed to hold your body heat close to your skin and buffer you from the surrounding cold air. Choose a style that's easy to roll up in a backpack for the kids and lightweight enough for daily wear. These seen here are treated to withstand mist or light moisture and dry quickly. Ideal solutions in states across the South. Predicted to be much rainier this season. For the Pacific Northwest, Central Plains, Mid-Atlantic, and Midwest, you're on track to be just a bit colder than last year. Grab a heavier jacket, like a down puffer. Try something versatile, with removable fleece layers best for chilly conditions, but not serious cold. The fleece insert insulates you from days that dip below freezing. But when removed, the shell keeps you comfortable enough for everyday cold climates. People in these areas will feel the bite of the coldest winters. We're talking the upper Midwest, northern plains, including the Rockies, Great Lakes, and Northeast. Choosing a coat with a hard shell and durable fabric both help ensure warmth from heavy snow and blizzards. It's all about keeping dry. If you're dry, you can stay warm. Opt for one like these with Primaloft, a breathable, water-resistant down alternative sewn right into the lining. Enjoying an afternoon of winter activities? Include snow pants and thick gloves. critical to protect fingers from frostbite. Wear warm knitted hats and insulated hoods that keep heat locked in and you warm.
Don't they look cute? Well, our first named winter storm has arrived, Astro, and it comes with heavy snow, over a foot for many.
Yeah, but what most people are going to be talking about, what could impact even more than the snow, is the cold and the change in these temperatures. And Denver, just one of many examples.
Right. In Denver, you're a city that's kind of used to fluctuations, but even this, so early in the season, this may surprise you. So take a look at the forecast.
Right, 71 today, 24 by Thursday. We're switching from well above average to well below average, and so far below average that it's almost half of the temperature they would typically see this time of year.
I agree, and it almost is going from summer to winter, let alone spring to winter or fall to winter.
Yeah, Billings, Montana, another example. 15, you ready for that?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm no.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't live in Billings.
So you have to be ready for it because it's coming.
It's coming whether you're ready or not. You might not want these types of temperatures, but Oklahoma City, you're going to get a shock to the system too.
That's true, 72 to 37 highs. And Mark, you mentioned earlier, these are the highs, so imagine how cold it's going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, what goes into a name for a winter storm? We'll give you the details on that next.
What's in season? Brought to you by Idaho Potatoes. Always look for the Grown in Idaho seal.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer, and our big Idaho potato truck is still missing. So my buddy here is going to help me find it. Here we go! It's out there somewhere, spreading the word about America's favorite potato, heart-healthy Idaho potatoes, and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women campaign. If you see it, I hope you'll let us know. Always look for the Grown in Idaho seal.
Progressive Insurance here. Ever since we launched Snapshot, my life has been positively great. What's Snapshot, you ask? Only a revolutionary tool that can save you big time. Just plug it in, and the better you drive, the more cash you'll stash. Switching to Progressive can already save ye $500. Snapshot could save ye even more. Meet maiden, bringeth to me thine spiciest wings of buffalo.
Meet the lumberjack whose flannel was out of whack. Freedom to move is what he lacked, even when woodland creatures attack. Until they put Duluth free swinging flannel on his back, with armpit gussets to whack and hack. Now he's known as a lumberjack. Duluth Trading free swinging flannel. Swinging made easy. Flannel made burly. Get it. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
There it is. This is where I met your grandpa. Right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Monday on the Weather Channel Morning Start your week off weather smart. An Arctic outbreak rapidly approaching from the north, bringing frigid temperatures, high winds, and in some cases, snow.
Sandals Grand Antigua was incredible.
The pool was as large as the ocean.
And the beach was perfect.
We're still raving about the service.
He loved the diving. He always wanted to try it.
Our suite was so exotic, it even had a pool.
We dined at 9 restaurants.
All included, just like everything else.
But what I remember most was falling in love all over again. Sandals Grand Antigua. Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Bell's is the best place for all the style you're looking for, with a great selection of all your favorite surf brands. You know, all the stuff you need for Florida fun. Bell's is also the best place to find a great selection of all things Nike. From footwear to apparel, we've got you covered. Nike, Nike Pro, and Nike Pro Combat. All the stuff you want is right here at really great prices. Bell's, your Florida fashion headquarters.
800-985-5891. That's 1-800-985-5891.
Sundays this winter. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain.
Sundays at 9, premiering December 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with light rain. Today, thunderstorms, high 74. Winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, showers later at night, low 63. Chance of rain 80%. Monday, morning showers, high 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Here we go again. It's our first named winter storm of the season, Winter Storm Astro. Warnings are up for millions across the northern states, from Montana all the way over to Wisconsin. You've got some winter storm warnings now in play. Winter weather advisories further south into portions of, let's say South Dakota and Wyoming, and some winter storm watches that could eventually get converted into warnings as well. And these winter storm warnings are just part of the equation that goes into our decision for when a winter storm gets a name. And our winter weather expert Tom Nizzle shows us what we consider in that process.
Well, here at the Weather Channel, we have just named our first winter storm for the season, and it is Winter Storm Astro, the A name. Let's take a look at that list. There we go, Astro. Again, these are the names that have been brought to us by the Bozeman High School Latin class. What a fantastic project to get them into science as well. And to honor them, our B storm this year has been replaced. We've thrown Bozeman in there for the B storm. Now, how do we name our storms here at the Weather Channel? We go through a quantitative process to assess how the impacts are going to occur across the United States. And our meteorologists look at National Weather Service winter weather warnings, a time-tested product here, and how many people that they're going to impact on a national scale. If we get to 2 million people being impacted by those warnings, or an aerial coverage about the size of the state of Montana, then we will name the storms. And earlier today, there were a number of areas under these winter storm warnings in the dark blue here. When we totaled up all the numbers from those National Weather Service products to show the impacts, we came up with nearly 5 million people at that point, which warranted naming this storm. And in addition, by the way, we also had an aerial coverage greater than 500,000 square kilometers, larger than that state of Montana. Now, it's interesting because people have asked me, why didn't you name the Halloween storm there last week that hit Maine and the Appalachians? Well, again, we name based on national scale impacts. And I ran the numbers, and these are approximate numbers, by the way, for that storm. There were about 850,000 people impacted, not quite the 2 million, and much less area impacted. That doesn't mean in your local areas you did not have tremendous impacts, a lot of power outages, etc. But again, at the Weather Channel, we name these storms based on national scale impacts, and those numbers, 2 million people or 400,000 square kilometers under National Weather Service warning thresholds. So we'll send it back to you at this point.
Thanks, Tom. And that storm naming committee, of which Tom is a key member, hems and haws and really goes into the nitty-gritty on whether each storm will make that National Weather Service criteria. So it's all about the impacts with these storms, and we want to get the details on the latest from this first storm of the season. So here's Bonnie with that.
Thanks, Mark. Winter Storm Astro will just track its way across the northern tier of the country, and it's going to bring really big snow. I mean, we're talking about a foot or more in some locations. So we want to break it down and show you where we have winter storm warnings as well as winter weather watches. And both of them mean we're going to see some winter weather. The warning means it's just a little more imminent. And we're seeing watches posted for Montana. We actually have snow in Montana right now. And we are seeing those advisories further off, further to the east, winter weather warnings in effect for parts of Minnesota. We've been really checking out Minneapolis, where Mike Seidel has been all morning long. Let's take a look, though, at areas further to the north. You can see the light snow falling. In South Dakota, you're getting pretty much everything. Rain, some sleet, and some snow mixing in. This is all part of a bigger system, Astro. We've got the cold air plunging south. We've been talking about the polar air invasion. That's just one element of Astro. Low pressure forming, and then you have all this moisture. Moist air coming up from the Gulf. It overrides the colder air. The colder air can't hold all that moisture, so it's going to dump it in terms of snow and heavy snow in many locations. It's a vigorous storm system impacting cities that you see here, amongst others, Bismarck, Minneapolis, and Green Bay. And we've been talking all week long, kind of preparing you for the temperature plunge that's coming along with the snow. So if you're going to be shoveling out, just make sure that you are dressed appropriately, because it's really going to be cold out there in the coming days. By tomorrow, it's snow showers, areas to the north, heavier snow and a wintry mix as well through parts of the Midwest, including Minnesota and Wisconsin. You're really going to see everything. If you're driving from south to north in Wisconsin, it starts off with rain, then some sleet and freezing rain, and then even some snow. And don't forget, Mark, even tomorrow night, we'll be talking about Astro. This storm is going to stick around for a little while.
Yeah, and the cold sticks around even longer than that. So this morning, it's all about Winter Storm Astro, and Minneapolis is one of the cities that will feel its impact. And that's where Mike Seidel is, live this morning.
Sorry. Good morning, Mark and Bonnie, from the Minneapolis Farmers Market. The final day, because we know what's coming. The big chill and a lot of snow. We'll have the rundown on that coming up.
The Dueler tires on Terrence Knighton's truck are engineered to be Bridgestone's best SUV tires, and now they have an 80,000-mile tread-wear warranty.
Guess we're gonna be here a while.
First time on a treadmill?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying.